Welcome back, GCSE Sociology. How are you? We're going to continue with an introduction to sociology. It is a very interesting topic, but it really does look into everything within a society. So we're going to do some introduction lessons before we look into sociologists and studies and using your sociological imagination. As I'm aware, it's a little bit difficult right now to independently learn these things. So, what is sociology? Okay. On the next few slides, there will be some images. So in the next slide, there will be some images, and I want you to create a mind map and include what you think these topics are about. Okay, what do we look at within sociology? Try and use technical words. You'll see what I mean in a minute. And what do you think GCSE Sociology is about? Just give me a sentence what you think GCSE Sociology is about, and pause this video until you're finished. So have a look at the images on the board, and on your mind map I want you to write down all the topics that we study in sociology. So all of these images are clues for you. So pause this video for me until you are finished. Welcome back. Can you please take out a green pen? And I want you to use these technical words, okay? Easy, family, okay? So we look at the family topic. We look at the different types of families. We look at family conflict, and we look at family from different perspectives, okay? We do the same thing with inequalities, education and achievement, youth culture and peer pressure, media, social control, crime, the police and control, gender. These are just some of the things that we will be looking at. It's not limited to this, because when we look at, for example, inequalities, we look at how society is stratified, for example. Why do we have a stratified society? Please can you also write down your key word, okay? So inequality, an unfair situation in which some people have more rights than others. Is this fair? As sociologists, we will have a look at that in an unbiased way, okay? So again, systems to remember: your orange box or a highlighter will indicate that I'm giving you a clue. Your green pencil again indicates that you need to self-assess, or I'll have a green box for you. And again, AO1, AO2 and AO3, but in this lesson I didn't actually write them down, okay, for each slide. So I want you to try to pick out what is just knowledge and understanding, where within the lesson we are applying that knowledge, and where we will be evaluating or analysing the information we have been given, okay? So the learning objective is to be able to explain what sociology is about, and then to apply your own opinions to a sociological issue. And I will be giving you an example later on. Okay, and your success criteria is to be able to write a paragraph about your views on a sociological issue. So on the board, so in the next slide, I will show you an image, two images, and I want you to make a statement about the person. And I don't want you to think about anything that you will think will offend anyone. Obviously, don't try to offend, but write down what you think. So make a statement about the above person. You can use the whole image, you don't have to just use the person. Pause this video for me, please, until you are finished. You might want to add or take away some parts of your statement. Now, this is Vladimir Franz in the Czech Republic. Okay, he is a music theatre performance professor, and he was running for he was a presidential candidate a few years ago in the Czech Republic. Okay, I want you to keep in mind why we even had a look at this image. So, we as sociologists should be very careful not to use stereotypes when studying the world around us. This is very important because it doesn't matter what image we see, it doesn't matter how we've seen this person, we tend to make statements because we have learned and we've listened to people who often make statements about people and institutions and situations without necessarily having facts and knowledge on a specific situation or a subject or a topic, okay? So, what is a stereotype? Write that down for me, please. Write down whatever you think it is. We're going to do loads and loads of fail and sale. I don't expect you to know what a stereotype is off the top of your head as a, you know, Google dictionary. I don't expect you to, but I want you to try, okay? Pause this until you've done your question and then green pen it, okay? So a stereotype is an oversimplified generalization about a group, type of person. For example, all boys like football, okay? Answer the next two questions also, please. Pause this video. Now, I want to check your progress. So, in your own words, write down one sentence explaining what you think sociology is about. Pause this video. I want you to self-assess. So sociology is a study of society. This means studying the social world around us. In sociology, we study family, education, crime, social inequality, research methods, for example. Okay, it's not limited to those. Give yourselves a mark out of 5. Now, a stereotype is important. As sociologists, we are supposed to be unbiased. Okay, just like when we watch the news, for example, it's supposed to be unbiased news we are watching. Okay, so we're in the next slide. So what I want you to do is I want you to draw a Venn diagram, and I'm going to give you some statements. Okay, now some of these statements are stereotypes, some of these statements are not stereotypes. Okay, they are real issues that we study in sociology. So I want to see if you can tell me which one is sociological and which one is stereotypical. Okay, your key words box. So a stereotype is an oversimplified generalization about a group or type of person. So I'm going to give you an example. All footballers cheat on their wives. Where would that go? Easy. Okay, we know not all footballers cheat on their wives, even if we conducted research into it and found that 99% of footballers cheated on their wives. Actually, it is still a stereotype because it is not 100%. Okay, it's not a fact. So have a look at the statements on this side and place them accordingly into your Venn diagram. Okay, have a look at your clue and pause this video until you are done, please. Okay, so let's have a look. I want you to focus on more likely, less likely, okay? So it's very important when we are studying in sociology, we use specific terminology. So if for example, where it says the second one down, men are less likely to read to their children, that is actually sociological, okay? We have studies that have been conducted to tell us that, but it's not giving us a confirmed agreement within all sociologists, within all societies, that men are less likely to read to their children, but actually just less likely, okay? Children who go to private schools are more likely to go to university. Men earn more money than women. Teenagers don't respect their elders, and only women should be nurses. Again, you're more likely and you're less likely is sociological, okay? Men earn more money than women. Well, actually, that depends. What job are you talking about? In which positions are we talking about it? Okay. Now I know teenagers don't respect their. If I was to say to you, I know teenagers don't respect their elders, you will correct me. You will say to me, Miss, that's not true, and you will give me examples, or you will explain to me how you might. Okay, so a statement like teenagers don't respect their elders, or only women should be nurses, they are all stereotypes. Okay, so be very careful as sociologists not to stereotype. So when you study sociology, you will learn to debate a lot of interesting different topics. To do well in your GCSE exams, you will need to be able to understand different views and use your sociological imagination. You have to be able to think from a different perspective. Otherwise, you have no chance. Okay, so sometimes these arguments that you might have to make you might completely disagree with it, but you have to be able to understand it to be able to argue that point. Does that make sense? Yes, I heard you all say yes. So, in terms of independent research, so I want you to have a look at what I'm about to put up, and I want you to read it, and I want you to tell me if you agree or if you disagree with that argument. So I'm giving you somebody else's opinion. You're going to agree with it, or you're going to disagree with it, but you are going to justify your answer. Okay? Your challenge box. Now, there are challenge. If any of you have had me as a teacher, you know the challenge box is for everybody, because everybody needs to challenge themselves. So I want to see this challenge on your piece of paper when you take a picture of it and you send it to me. Okay? So you need to use evidence from the extract when giving your viewpoint. I have some sentence starters for you, just to help you. And when you bring it all together, you will have a nice chunk of an argument for or against. Okay. When you have finished, resume this video, please. So, independent research, again, we're looking at the family. So, I'm going to give you an example and I want you to tell me what you think, okay? So, the husband has the most important role in the family. The husband goes to work to financially support the family. The wife's role is to care for the family. She is responsible for childcare, housework, and the emotional well-being of the family. I said, I disagree with this argument because I don't think the husband has the most important role. In my opinion, both parents have important roles to socialize the children. This is because today both parents can go to work to earn money and share the housework. This argument says the wife's role is to care for the family. However, both the husband and wife should care for the family, as there are no biological evidence that says it's the wife's role. I want you to really think, is this a good response? Yes or no? But you have to justify it. Okay? Pause this for me, please. So, time for you to self-assess. Okay? So, using the advice, self-assess your own work. Give yourself feedback as if you were me. So give me what went well and then give me an even better if. Okay, so I want 2 what went wells in your own work, what you think you did well, and then 1 even better if. Okay, so if you forgot, let's say, to use evidence from the extract, remember that's your challenge. Okay, to use evidence from the extract, then maybe that could be when you green pen it, you can not only write down that you should have used evidence from the extracts, but I want you to give an example of it. as if you were helping your friend, as if we were pair assessing within class, within lessons. That's what we would do. You wouldn't just say, oh, you need better spag. You will show me, or you will show your peer, your friend, where they've got a spelling mistake, where they haven't put their punctuation in, or have poor grammar. Okay, so were you able to agree or disagree with the viewpoint? Was that clear? Did you start your sentence, your paragraph off with I agree because, or I disagree with this statement because, and then explain your answer? Did you use examples? Okay, I want you to give yourselves 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out of 5 marks. Give yourselves a score out of 5 marks. Pause this video until you finish, please. So, to round off what we've done, I want you to write down 2 truths and a lie on what you have learned today and email them to me. So I don't necessarily need you to say to me, oh, today I learned the difference between sociology and a stereotype, but I want you to give me a sociological statement and give me a stereotypical thought. And then what I will do is I will collate that all into a quiz form, and I will send it out to you. And I want to see who was actively watching and engaging with this lesson, as simple as it was. Okay, and then I want you to reflect. Can you explain what sociology is about? Can you apply your opinions to sociological issues? But most importantly, how do you know? How do you know you can do the above 2? If you have any questions, girls and boys, do let me know. If you would rather more questions, or if you would rather more content, let me know. Bye.